his ex-partner is going through one of the worst times of her life. He starts off in this video by saying that early in the relationship, when he moved in with her, they had a trad-con relationship. Now, for those of you that don't know what this means that this is where the man does all the money-making and the woman does all the chores around the house, the cooking, the cleaning, something that's known as reproductive labor, because it's normally women in society that have done this thanks to the patriarchy. This is just like a kind of gross dynamic where he has all the power to begin with, but I gotta say, if a couple consents to this and it's something that they're both happy with, then that's absolutely fine. Like, if you have a trad-con relationship like this, and you're both safe in the knowledge that you are fine with it, and you do not feel oppressed by this, cool, go for it, go for your life. Who am I to say what's right and wrong in a person's relationship? If that works for you, cool. But it does not sound like Sandoval had very good knowledge of boundaries and consent when it came to this kind of relationship. He says one of the first things that he noticed when he moved out is that he wasn't seeing as much money coming in as he thought he should be, which is like a very normal thing to happen when you first move out of your parents' gaff and go to live on your own somewhere, or even with a couple. This is called the material conditions of the working class under capitalism, Sandoval, and I advise you to do some research on it. Of course, it's an incredible...
Can you just talk like a normal person? Is he capable of talking like a normal fucking human being? Oh my god, I'm sorry, just like the random Marxist buzzwords that he throws in that have absolutely no... only references to theory, no actual theory. Academic jargon for the purpose of making yourself look smart. But it doesn't make you look smart. It makes you look detached from regular people. And that makes you an incredibly ineffective political advocate.
Incredibly upsetting reality check that someone like Lani understood a lot more than Sandoval because she has more life experience than him, being an older person than him. So of course, when she explains that to him, that makes a lot of sense as to why she'd say that. But no, of course, Sandoval is implying here that she is covering up for something, that this is all part of the conspiracy against him. Sandoval then says that Lani was not giving him the emotional support that he needed, but from the account that Lani gives about their relationship, it really doesn't seem like he was open in his communication about this stuff. It's actually really sad to read this, but here it is. I'll admit that since I started working outside the house, I haven't been as good of a girlfriend to Alex as I'd been in the 2 years prior. During the 2 years of COVID, I was home all the time, constantly available and on call to help with anything he needed. I was mostly happy, but I told him many times about how I felt lonely a lot of the time. Alex is a lot better at talking about himself than he is at listening, and most days he would hardly come out of his room. When I started working again and I made some friends, I stopped being home as often, which made me happier but him miserable. I should have tried harder to find a healthy balance we could both feel good about, but I don't feel like I deserve to have my cat and everything I own taken from me. So it kind of sounds like they came across a very normal problem that happened in relationships, that's basically down to toxic masculinity preventing men from asking for their needs directly. What is a little bit more sickening in this situation, though, is that he says the only reason that he moved in with Lani was to escape a living situation with his parents.
My living situation with my parents eventually just got too toxic for me to continue being happy and making content, and I decided that my best course of action was to move away. And so I did. I moved all the way across the country to Palm Springs, California with Lani.
Which is, and I will die on this hill, a fucking terrible reason to move in with someone. It's a great reason to move out on your own, absolutely, but you should not be moving in with someone else just because of that. When you move in with someone that you love, that you're in a romantic or sexual relationship with, you do it because you love them and you care for them, and you decide to face this life together, not to escape another shitty living situation, which, in all honesty, doesn't actually sound like that bad of...
Is he an incel? Does he not know how the world actually is? I'm fucking baffled by this. Like, I have been in a lot of relationships that I got stuck in that I did not want to be, simply because I was poor and I needed to be in a relationship in order to actually fucking eat. You know? This is something that happens to literally tens of millions of people. I'm just, like, kind of fucking flabbergasted that he's like, I could be doing IRL activism, I could be doing direct actions, blah blah blah, material conditions, but fucking Dr. Eggman over here doesn't even seem to know how the world works or how things actually are.
A situation because his parents took him in straight away after things went wrong with Lani. He also goes on then to say that Lani needed attention, which is like, dude, do you know what relationships are? In fact, even 5 minutes ago, you said that you needed attention from Lani and that she wasn't giving it to you, and apparently that's a valid thing for you to complain about, but not for her. He also does this bizarre mental backflip here, saying that
Lani would want attention, despite the fact that both of us were at home all day and we spent tons of time together just by virtue of that.
Like, no, dude, just because you're in the same house as someone or even in the same room doesn't mean that you're doing bonding activities or paying attention to your partner. easiest relationship I've ever heard of in my entire life. And from what Lani said in the twit manga that we just read out, it kind of sounds like you were just in your room a lot of the time, just doing your own fucking thing. This next part is just absolutely batshit. Like, I really gotta hand it to Xanderholt. Of all the things that he does wrong that I've talked about in this video, this really takes the cake.
While my suspicions became ever increasing, Lonnie was offered a job cleaning Airbnbs by a friend of hers. She took it, claiming she wanted to be able to get out of the house and make some friends and help make ends meet financially. Lonnie was now spending most of her time out of the house. In some cases, she would go more than a day without responding to me, and eventually started not coming home. When I questioned her about it, she'd actually respond. Her reasoning was that she was spending the night on her friend Sarah's couch because they worked together, and they were carpooling to save money on gas. I didn't buy it, and the first night that she didn't come home,
Top 5 reasons to switch to Dr. Squatch soap and deodorant. 1. Save up to $27 on best-selling bundles like deodorant and soap set.
I started to consider the relationship over.
Like, to consider the relationship over the second that your partner does something that you don't like is so weak, dude. Like, you utter waste man. I couldn't think of a situation that is more childish, ridiculous, and self-serving than a man not even attempting to fix his relationship when his partner is trying to make herself happy on her own. Everything he talks about next, where he says that she wasn't answering, is frankly ridiculous. Yeah, dude, that's because you were being controlling. Demanding to know where your partner is all the time, that's extremely controlling behavior. Again, why are you not doing any self-reflection here, dude? Being completely overbearing in how you smother a partner is absolutely absurd, and you really need to consider that other people need space. Throwing all your toys out of the pram and making her homeless because you simply cannot be bothered to try and make the relationship work is, well, the whole man belongs in the bin. He also complains that Lani took the keys with her every time that she went out, and that meant that he couldn't go out and do stuff, and it just makes me think, dude, are you an actual amoeba? Just get some more keys cut and speak to the property manager. Like, what do you fucking want, dude? I think that in listening to all this and understanding what's happened here, I've come to the conclusion that Xanderholt made a...
Hey Xander, I'll bet you really want to react to my hour-and-a-half hit piece on you and give me content for another video. Why should we bother to reply to DJ Mule? He would reply to us, and we would have to reply to his reply. There's no end to that. It'll be quite enough for us to announce that DJ Mule's video is an example of the rampant ageism in the streaming community. Oh, it's doing the fake Lennon quote bit. That's actually really smart.
Huge mistake that a lot of people do when they look for a relationship, and that is that he wasn't looking for a partner, he was looking for a mother. This kind of makes sense when Xanderholt talks about the stresses that he had living with his mum. I can actually relate to it a lot, and I did used to exhibit a lot of the same harmful behaviors that he did in, like, overbearing, needing to know where your partner is all the time, thinking that they're, like, lying and cheating on you and stuff like that. But, my dude, that is a trauma response.
Yeah, no, it's really weird calling it abusive or controlling to simply just ask where your partner is if they've been gone for days. You're allowed to wonder where your partner is. Like, if it's at the point where you're giving them a fucking curfew and, like, demanding they come home at certain times and you, like, control where they're allowed to go, that's abuse. But being concerned about your partner is not abuse. That's normal. That's something that should be normal.
And to be fair to myself, I never fucking made anyone homeless. I never made a fucking 50-minute rant video on why doing that was a good thing to do. And this next bit just... ew.
She would constantly use my card to order Grubhub and Uber Eats to places she was cleaning for lunch instead of packing some of the fresh food that she'd bought that was in our fridge and going bad. She'd also constantly leave half-eaten food just sitting on the counter to go bad. She wouldn't even bother just throwing it in the fridge to let it be good for later.
I can't stand people who call themselves leftists and do not understand that people do not want to do reproductive labor. Like, cooking is a whole arse thing, dude. Lots of people get Uber Eats. I'm gonna be getting an Uber Eat after I've recorded this video because I've got no energy to cook. And bear in mind, Lani, again, as he admits, was the entire trad wife ideal. So she...
That's literally... Dude, this guy... He's, like, projecting what he wants onto Xan. Like, if you leave food out on the counter and it goes bad because you left it out on the counter, yeah, that's on you. But it seems like he's just, like, this massive fucking, He's this massive fucking sub. He really wants Bad Bunny to, like, make him live in a cage where he's only going to come out to, like, leave her apartment and get pissed on. That's the vibe that I'm getting from him.
She was doing all the reproductive labor, she was going out doing a job, and she was trying to socialize. He complains that all the food in the fridge would go bad, and I'm not being funny, man, but like, Sanderhol, have you never been in control of a fridge in your entire life? It happens all the time, because unfortunately capitalism doesn't allow us a lot of time to actually address things like that. Plus, if you've got ADHD like me, planning and cooking is such a drama. When I'm hearing this, I can't help but go back to this clip that I played you earlier. And Lonnie says, like, this is a thing that happens regularly, and this poor woman has to deal with this literal baby man popping whiteys on stream because he smoked too much weed and he just can't make it to the bathroom. So Xanderhol is then talking about how he blocked off all of his PayPal accounts, all the access he knew that Lonnie had to his money, and then goes on to show a bunch of Cash App transactions made to her account. But hang on a minute, if he just like on a whim decided to like stop her from getting money, which was her only access to money, by the way, especially considering that he thinks that she was lying about the job that she had, and of course, remember chat, her having access to his money was an agreement that they previously had in the relationship, whether it was unspoken or not.
Keep in mind, so wait, she's also a decade older than him? Wait, real? Wow. I didn't know much about Xanderhall. I didn't know that, like, his life used to be one of those, like, MILF animes.
What did Xanderhall expect Lani to do when he stopped?
Wait, lied? Wait,
there was no chance for Lani to plead her case. No chance for her to talk it out with him. No, Xanderhall exacted the same state violence that any sheriff or landlord would do on someone who has not been paying their bills on time. It appears that the same day he did all this and stopped her from having access.
Okay, this is fucking gross and weird.
He was also
the age imbalance, like 28 to 19. I don't care if Lonnie is a guy or a girl, but that's always fucking weird to me.
Same day that he kicked her out of the apartment, he didn't confront her with the information that he now had, nor did he give her any kind of grace period to find somewhere else to live. He just acted like the most disgusting, entitled, wannabe land baron that you could possibly conceive. Also, this part in the video where he scrolls through the transactions of varying amounts that absolutely can be explained away mostly by the fact that, as he admits earlier in the video, he was the sole breadwinner and gave her free reign of his debit card with this absurd epic music like he's just solved the mystery of the century as well. It's gross. There's no other way to put it. It's sick. He's a sick misogynist that treats women like shit, on and offline. Now, I just want to stress that while this is a really difficult part of the video to go through, I did want to add a little bit of comic relief in here for people, because what kind of a content creator would I be without anything like that? So, here you go. I didn't hear from him at all, except when he would text me to complain about how awful his mum's house is, and how she won't let him go anywhere, and how he's miserable, because she won't get him any vapes or weed cartridges. He would only text her about that shit. He is an actual winner. And to be honest, that is on brand, considering a lot of the stuff that we've already gone through. Anyway, let's dive back into this cesspit. When Dan talks about Emily, the friend that Lani had who fell out with her and apparently exposed her gambling and meth problem, I'm skeptical at best. This is a man who's shown his arse regarding how he makes things up about women who he doesn't like so often that you'd have to forgive me that I'm doubtful, even in the existence of this person. But let's do a debate brew classic and play devil's advocate. I'm sure all of them that are here,
1 hour and 7 minutes
into the video, yep, they're all gonna love this shit. Let's say that this Emily person does exist, and that Xanderhall's right about how Lani stole money off him, and that she's got a gambling problem, and she's addicted to meth. So, you see, what these leftists in Xanderhall's community, who have, for example, demanded Lani do drug tests, harassed her, accused her of grooming him, even though the power balance is in Xanderhall's favour in every single instance of the relationship, and made her online life a living hell after this video's publishing, don't understand, and again, this is the fault of Xanderhall and other debate nerds, is the punitive justice, especially financial violence, aka making someone homeless, is not justice. You don't just become a cop when someone has issues like that. You know better than any fucking cop in the police forces of America or the justice system. Holy fucking shit, touch grass, the lot of you.
They both got evicted. This is just, like, so fucking weird. Like, yeah, she was stealing his money, too. Oh my god. Everything about the situation's fucked, and he's just a piece of shit for even bringing this up.
Swear to God. Apparently this Emily also accuses Lani of getting her ex-boyfriend evicted by not paying the rent on time. This man calls himself a leftist. A leftist. As someone in a tenants union, I cannot stress enough. The only people who evict anybody in this world.
I was proud to serve my country for 8 years. I was stationed every
world are either landlords and/or the cops. The idea that this man thinks that it's a tenant's fault when they get evicted fucking boils my blood. How the hell can you call yourself any kind of leftist when you've got an opinion like that? I'd love to hear what Bernie, who apparently Zan really hoped would win in the DNC nominations, would have to say about that. Also, Zan then going on to say that when Lani said she got evicted because her ex was hitting her and abusing her and they were being so loud and they had fights that they got too many noise complaints, he of course says, well,
this video should really just be renamed, I created a Kiwi Farms thread for Xanderhall. Because that's basically all that this guy's doing right now.
Well, Emily said she made it up, so obviously she did. You fucking piece of shit. He goes on a lengthy diatribe now about credit scores and his hopes and dreams of being able to move to Seattle. And honestly, I just kind of fucking tuned out at this point. It was like 3 a.m. when I was doing this bit in the script. And after everything that he has done to his ex, I honestly do not care, dude. Like, this guy is so focused on, like, not getting an eviction because it would harm his credit score. I'm just like, bro, you made someone homeless. You made someone homeless and removed access to their money so that they got arrested because they couldn't afford the upkeep on their registration, and now they have a criminal record. What the fuck do you think that does to someone's credit score? What do you think that does to someone's life? Anyway, next, Xander Hall just, like, admits that Lani told him that she has nowhere to go, and he's just like, I don't care. And then he says this.
She needed to move her stuff out. I don't wish homelessness on anyone, but it just had to happen. Had to happen. Had to happen. Had to happen.
What, all for your fucking credit scores, Anne? All because you didn't have the guts to sort out your relationship? Weak, dude. Fucking weak. One of the weirdest things to me that doesn't really add up is that Xander Hall claims that there were eviction notices served to the property that apparently Lani had hid. Like, what would that have achieved? And also, why would she not have mentioned in a twit longer that she would have been worried about getting evicted from the apartment by landlords? When it came down to it, she was evicted eventually anyway. Now, in a twit longer, she claims that Alex and his mom changed the locks to the apartment so that she couldn't get in when she got out of jail. But honestly, knowing landlords as well as I know them now, with the work I've done with the tenants union, it's possible that a landlord would have just done that. Possibly because Xander Hall ended the tenancy and kind of like forced all of her stuff to get locked up. But anyway, it's by the by. And to be honest, I guess it's possible, but I don't know why she'd lie about this. And she doesn't exactly try and vilify Xander Hall in this twit longer. In fact, at the end of it, she actually pleads with him to get in contact with her to sort all this mess out. She even says at one point, to be clear, I'm not saying all or even most of this is Alex's fault. He isn't required to help me, but it feels like he is trying to make the hole I'm in impossible to dig my way out of. Also, what's he playing at when he shows this Instagram exchange? Does he think this makes him look like a good person? Of course his fans don't care, they're going to support him anyway, but damn, anyone...
This is just really weird. Like, this started off about why Xander Hall is not a good leftist, and now it's just drama farming. It really just shines a light on how he never cared about literally anything else.
Outside looking in is going to see this and be like, yikes. Xander Hall shares some more DMs with people who are like legit concerned about Lani's whereabouts. He underlines this one where a third party, who would be unbiased, says that she was smoking DMT in the car with someone. Xan underlines this and writes gout here, implying that he thinks that she was smoking meth. Again, let me point this out to everybody. If somebody is addicted to meth, especially if it's someone that you love, that still doesn't make everything that he's doing to her okay. He correctly points out in the video that meth and DMT...
Does he have a lot of experience dealing with addicts in their family? Because that's kind of shocking to me. Like, sometimes you need to have space from addicts in your family, because they fucking will, like, steal, like, this happened to my family. Like, my aunt, like, she would, like, fucking steal, from my parents all the time. Stealing, like, possessions, pawning shit. Like, they had to eventually draw a line, because it's like, unless you can, they would be willing, more than willing to show support for getting help, but you need to make that step yourself.
Need a pipe to be smoked in, a crack pipe in particular. And yeah, that's correct. But if you've ever actually been outside in your actual life, you would know that someone on crystal meth behaves extremely differently to someone who is on DMT. So I actually entirely believe that she was smoking DMT and not meth, to be honest. Not that it matters, right? Also, clearly in reference to Alex telling her he's spoken to friends who've been worried about her whereabouts, she says in the screenshot, I spoke to blank, and they said you never spoke to them. I'm confused. Which is clearly, at the very least, an indicator that Xander Hall is not telling the full truth with these screenshots. Xander Hall then admits that he was considering going back to the apartment with the police. A leftist who's done content covering police brutality. He was going to bring the cops to his ex-girlfriend's place, probably telling them that she'd stolen from him, is addicted to crystal meth, and might be fucking crazy and unhinged. This motherfucker could have got her killed. Also in this next bit, Xander Hall just straight up accuses Lani of setting up a credit card in his name, which is extremely fucking hard to do when you don't have a fixed address. Like, where is she picking up this credit card from, dude? Is she picking this up from, like, the car park where she's sleeping in her car? One of the first things that he says in this video is that he noticed that money was getting drained out of his PayPal account to an unknown source, and that he didn't believe Lani when she said that he might have got hacked. But I've had my PayPal hacked before. A literal Russian child hacked my fucking PayPal in 2014 because I didn't know what I was doing. The little shit used it to pay for gaming subscriptions. It was extremely funny. And in fact, when I contacted PayPal, they sorted it all out immediately. It was pretty fucking good, to be honest. But what I'm trying to point out with this anecdote is that actually, it's entirely possible that someone could have stolen Xander Hall's identity and taken out a credit card in his name. Not just Lani. Next is more unfounded accusations that she was done by the cops for meth. And I gotta say...
Wait, here's all the money she stole?
Police police report that she was definitely done for methamphetamine for being in possession. Look at these police reports. It doesn't say in the police report that she was definitely done for methamphetamine. Now, look at these police reports. It doesn't say anywhere here that she was done for meth. It says that she was done for being in possession of a controlled substance. You do know what a controlled substance is, don't you, Xanderhal? Many things. But no, Xan the man needs you to think that it is meth. You know, the bad drug that all the crazy, unhinged druggies do. All the crazy, unhinged druggies that steal things and hurt people and rob people and rape people.
Just so they can get their fix.
And making out that Lonnie is a person like that would fit his narrative. Pretty convenient.
Oh, sorry, controlled substance. Okay, yeah. So let's see, 11,377. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
No fucking.
Literally, it's meth. 11,377 is meth. DJ Mule's just fucking lying.
Sharing someone's police report, even though it is public information, as he rightly points out in the video, it's just a weird fucking thing to do. It's like being like, here is the official thing that says that my ex is a bad person. Anyway, he says that in the police report that she was definitely done for methamphetamine. Now, look at these police reports. It doesn't say anywhere here that she was done for meth. It says that she was done for being in possession of a controlled substance. You do know what a controlled substance is, don't you, Xanderhal? Many things. But no, Xan the man needs you to think that it is meth. You know, the bad drug that all the crazy, unhinged druggies do. All the crazy, unhinged druggies that steal things and hurt people and rob people and rape people.
Just so they can get their fix.
And making out that Lonnie is a person like that would fit his narrative. Pretty conveniently, wouldn't you say? Xanderhal then tells us that he went back to the apartment while she was in jail, and is delighted to tell us that it looked like the aftermath of a frat house party. I'm pretty fucking sure that Xanderhal didn't go to college, so I don't know how he knows what an actual frat house party is, but anyway, that's by the by. And
Oh my, wait. Did the I'm a real leftist, I'm a real activist actually shame someone because they didn't go to college? What a fucking piece of shit. This is not someone who's actually a leftist. This is like a smug grad school piece of shit who thinks because they read some like incredibly esoteric tomes in grad school and can talk in academic jargon that the majority of people do not understand, they're somehow better than other people.
to be honest, if I'd have gone through the shit that Lonnie had gone through, I would not have an incentive to clean up that house. I would be fucking devastated. I'd probably spend a lot of time just like in bed. Hell, I find it hard enough to clean my house in general with fucking ADHD. And trust me, having ADHD and OCD is a fucking trip. So next he says that he found like some beakers and jars that were in shrink wrap, kind of implying that he thinks that she was...
Snap your W-2 and file Fed and State for free. Simple tax returns only. See if you qualify.
Treating schizophrenia without a daily pill may seem impossible. But what if there was a path to treatment just twice a year? It's time for Invega Hafyera. The only long-acting injection that helps continuously control schizophrenia symptoms for up to 6 months with...
was going to be synthesizing drugs in the apartment, but probably what was more likely is that she was going to use it for like Etsy store stuff that I think she was doing on the side, because it kind of looks like she was doing that stuff anyway, according to this Twitter post. But honestly, at this point, it really does sound like he's trying to LARP his own Breaking Bad made-up fantasy. He even references the show when he's talking about this, and what I want to point out, by the way, is that Sanderhall and his community seem like obsessed with evidence, even if it is like questionable at best. So why do we not have a picture, Sanderhall? Where are the pictures of this supposed meth lab that Lani was making in your fucking ex-apartment? Like, if this happened to me and I went to an old apartment and found some stuff that I didn't recognize in there and I was worried that it was like weird, I would probably take a picture of it so I could ask people and be like, yo, what the fuck is this? He then next talks about how he starts removing all of his possessions, clearly trying to make a statement here that even though they had the agreement that Lani was able to spend his money on the things that she needed, that now all of these things are his, actually. Oh no, oh, you thought that actually I was being nice and these things belong to you. No, they're mine. They're fucking mine. And the way he then talked about how he just went back to his normal life pretending that none of this stuff happened, it's just so disgusting. Where is his empathy? My god, no debrief, no makeup sex, just sweep it all under the carpet, don't even think about your poor, homeless ex-girlfriend who has no fucking money, has gone to jail, and whose life is falling apart. Just go and fucking make your YouTube videos. complete refusal to take responsibility of his actions. He tries to cover his tracks here by saying that if she really wanted to, Lani could get in touch with my mum, but even if that's the case, it is so irresponsible to cut off all communication with someone that you had been seeing for 2 years, to not even allow her to make her case. Honestly, gang, I can't get over this. Like, I've had toxic relationships that were 6 months long, where someone had been confirmed by multiple people to have been cheating on me, and I still didn't act like this. I still tried to sort things
That's because you're a cuck.
out with this person. I gave them way more grace than this fucking man could even conceive. This next bit, I'm just gonna let him speak for himself, really.
I have no intent to keep on paying to keep her items in storage. It's burning a hole in my pocket for me to even hold on to these things. I only saved them out of the kindness of my heart to try and be a good person, and it's only gotten me tangled up in more drama. I literally have less bullshit to deal with had I let her sentimental, irreplaceable items get trashed in the unit along with the rest of her stuff.
No comment. Lots of notes, by the way, but no comment. I don't really think I need to cover any more of this video than what I've already mentioned, so I'll just leave you with this part. Zan references the twit longer that Lani made, and says that he's proud of his fans, but already being skeptical before he'd had the chance to make this video. With that in mind, it's time to wrap this up. The long and short of this stuff is that Xanderhol has fostered a community of liberal toxic masculinity. No one here is listening to the victim. No one at all actually even understands that Lani is a victim. Nor do they understand that Sophie, or Kira, or the woke scolds that he talked about are also victims. They actually believe that Xanderhol is the victim in all of these situations, despite him having all the power in the situation with Lani and his fans being predispositioned to support him in the case of Sophie and Kira and the woke scolds. In the situation with Lani,
his conclusion is literally, all of my friends are victims and all of these people I don't like aren't victims.
Additionally, toxically masculine, head of the household manly man. His community clearly have a sheer lack of understanding of material conditions, human rights, drug use, state violence, and financial violence. Not to mention homelessness, which is a clear indication that he doesn't educate his community on those things. And the fact that he called his video on his breakup debunking the allegations against me sort of implies that there's a conspiracy against him. This is a narrative that he falls back on a lot in his attack hit pieces on people like Sophie and Kira. I imagine he thinks this conspiracy exists because of all the other people on the online left who dislike him for fairly credible reasons. All the things I've mentioned in this video, plus a lot of other stuff that I simply can't mention because otherwise this video would be hours long. There are so many other people that I've not mentioned that Xanderhol has hurt with his ridiculous character assassinations and the harassment of his fans. I think we've covered a lot of facts in this video that point to our man Zan not having really recovered from his alt-right days. His misogyny is still there and he needs to do a lot of work to unlearn his harmful behaviours, plus his aggression towards trans people who disagree with him and his debate bro pals, while simultaneously sticking up for those who do what he says is clearly an example of his queer phobia not being properly dealt with either. His lack of good grace and faith in attacking believe his own mantra that you could debate Nazis in the marketplace of ideas and convert them, because apparently someone having said bad stuff in the past is absolutely inexcusable if it's a woman that he doesn't like. When Zan attacks people he doesn't like, there's a whole lot of projection going on. He calls Kira a terrible person who doesn't deserve redemption from her days as an alt-writer. He says that Sophie might have some good political opinions, but she's a terrible person. He calls Lani a master manipulator and implies that she was a terrible partner. He says that woke skulls are mentally ill people who need validation from the internet because they never go outside. These are all things that could be applied to Xanderhol himself. All this, coupled with a refusal to self-reflect, simply means that he's a narrow-minded man who's stuck in his own bizarre world of failed Minecraft YouTuber dreams and mummy issues. And it's sad. Lots of people like Xanderhol because, like his debate bro friends, they offer a window into politics where you don't actually have to do anything, except for what the system says you can already do, and this makes them feel like they're making a difference in a world that they correctly know is bad. He reinforces the belief that you can change the system from within the system, and people love that. Because people with privilege and comfort don't want to do anything other than what they already do. They don't want to change their mind too much. They enjoy the cruelty and puritanical cult-like behaviour that's encouraged in white Western colonial society. He reinforces their prejudice and basically makes them feel like they're doing an activism, whereas really they just have posting disease, thinking that you can change the world with minimal online activity. It's arguable that Xanderhol does nothing for progress despite his progressive opinions about race, gender, and sexuality. The dogpiling he encourages on marginalised people pretty much cancels out the perceived good work that he does. But there's a reason for all this being the focus of the content. We already know he was struggling for money living out with Lani, and of course he knows that having centrist drama-based content is a lot more lucrative because, well, simply put, people are ghouls and they love that shit. The debate scene is something that reinforces this observation because people like Destiny and Vosh rake in sizable incomes for having paper-thin positions and wildly fluctuating moral compasses, which reinforce the biases of their mostly centrist neoliberal viewers. And people love the drama, the blood sport of the debate community. And ultimately, it doesn't get us anywhere. As mentioned earlier, there is no actual evidence that says that debate stops people from having bigoted opinions, nor does it stop them from hiding them. No, lots of people let those opinions out when somebody upsets them, as we've seen with our Zanny man. My friends Sophie and Kira have spoke to me in private about the harassment that they've gotten from Xanderhol's community, and it is fucking heartbreaking. These are not people that need any more shit in their lives, Xanderhol. These are phenomenal people and allies who would have supported you and fought for you if you'd only just done a little bit of work to unlearn those harmful behaviours.
Holy shit, dude. So his conclusion on this is debates are bad because people don't change. That was actually his conclusion. Like, what is with all of these fake leftists who have, like, this incredibly fucking conservative position that people are just intrinsically the way they are, that no one can change? Like, you are the reason why people don't get de-radicalized. You're the reason why there are so many Nazis in the world if you don't believe that people can change and you don't give people room to grow unless it's, like, someone you think is a friend. It's so fucking infuriating dealing with these kinds of people.
Take some criticism on the chin and apologise. It's that shitty debate bro mentality you've got of never conceding and never showing weakness. It doesn't help anybody, including you. I actually started making content criticising the debate circuit because of the tweet that Sophie made that you unceremoniously blasted and sent your community after her for. I already knew that debate bros were a farce in terms of their progression for the left, but that harassment and hate that you sent my friend's way radicalised me against the debate bro circuit in its entirety. I don't want to be doing hour-plus long videos about nerds who just need to fucking log off for a month and read some theory. I want to be doing—
Then don't! You never had to make this video!
Content about how we can literally change the world and all the awesome activism that people are doing right now. I want to restore people's faith in humanity, but you and your mates are clogging up the online political space and hurting people, and it's gotta fucking stop. You even said yourself how disappointed you are that the majority of people end up disliking you before you've even got a chance to get to know them. Ugh, who am I kidding? He's not even fucking watching the video, is he? He won't even watch this shit the entire way through. All in all, when Xanderhal talks about why he started streaming, his political journey and what happened to him during that journey, plus his hopes and dreams, I find myself relating to him a lot. Like, we started streaming for the same reasons. He wanted to be a gaming streamer, so did I. He got into politics because he realised there was something up with the—
When it comes to citing sources, details matter. Introducing Grammarly's citations features. Instant, automated, and seamless. Get your citation in seconds without leaving your research article. Hear from our user, Srikiran. Even top students and strong writers make mistakes. Missing commas, typos, and copy-paste issues in citations can cost you points. Get suggestions as you write. Accurate name formatting. Perfectly placed punctuation. Following the latest editions of APA, MLA, and Chicago style, Grammarly citations features have you covered, so you don't lose points on citation formatting. 89% of students say Grammarly helped improve their grades. Save time and get the grade you deserve. Download today at grammarly.com/citations.
Hyundai Santa Fe versus Honda Passport. Hyundai Santa Fe wins every time. Right now, get 2.9% APR on the 2023 Santa Fe or up to $750 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Well, so did I. He enjoys what he does in the politics scene. So do I. So how did Xan get so close but so far from being super based? I'm literally 10 years older than Xanderhal, but I've got a lot of faith in Zoomers. They seem to be really well politically aligned, far more so than millennials. But with Xanderhal, I just feel this huge disappointment. This video isn't an attempt at cancellation, because hell, as we all know, that doesn't work. This is just to point out to everyone, including Xanderhal, that the debate circuit and the debate culture as a whole has got some extremely harmful behaviours that need to stop. If you've been on the fence about Xanderhal, or even if you've been watching this whole thing, foaming at the mouth, raging that I dare criticise him, all I want is for you to consider what I've said. It doesn't matter in the long run if you change your minds, because I know that people are eventually going to move away from debate bro content. The world is changing in vast, phenomenal ways, and we're on the precipice of something amazing. And most people will forget all this drama content. They'll forget all the debate bros, all the drama channels, and communities will thrive and support each other under the worsening material conditions of global capitalism. There's so much more that you can use your online influence for.
You talk like a fucking Trotskyist newspaper, bro. Shut the fuck up. None of those words mean anything. It's literally just like fucking ML NPC speech that they have been regurgitating since the fucking 70s.
People are doing amazing things all across the world, and you could be covering that and giving hope to people.
Think you'd be used to it by now, surely. I'd be more shocked if one said goodbye to you. Actually, no. Hello. She actually doesn't know the normal greeting on a phone because every time she's ever called somebody, everyone just goes, "Oh, it's you again." As far as she's aware, that's a social norm. Unfortunately, she hears enough noises on the phone call to put 2 and 2 together and get 4, which is how we end up at Fog Cove. Now, for some reason, he does walk around Fogfest with a knife out, not doing anything to anybody. It seems a bit redundant to me. But Velma, being Velma, realises I can't go to Fogfest because I'm an insufferable cow and no one can put up with my company. But I also can't go there alone the way I am.
So our only hope of getting in is makeup, like a lot.
Because if there's one thing that men are renowned for, it's using a lot of makeup. Seriously, you want to look like a dude? Just pound that foundation on, it'll work a treat. Velma's never been the brightest button in the box, but at this point her IQ is below freezing. But along come Velma, complete with moustache, and we're subjected to a sight that none of us needed to see, but for some reason we're all here to witness it. And there may be some out there that will blame me for making the video, but I think by episode 7 we all knew what we're in for in this one.
And as you can tell by my mustache, I am a male human.
I could believe a lot of things about you, Velma, but human is pushing it a bit far. But as you'd expect, she gets past the 2 mums without a hiccup.
I don't need you mansplaining who you are to me.
Although her fellow person of dangly bits is a bit more observant and has a remarkably self-aware commentary about the show.
There's something funny about you. Not LOL funny.
Definitely not LOL funny. This show has never been funny in its life, which is weird considering it's meant to be a comedy. Although I think it's meant to be a comedy, because what they kind of say next means that it's not actually meant to be funny. And see if you could explain it down in the comments, because I think they try and redefine what comedy is.
But more thoughtful and well observed, like a female-driven comedy.
Yeah, female-driven comedy, not supposed to be laugh-out-loud funny. It's just thoughtful and well observed. If someone puts on a comedy show in the woods and nobody laughs, is it a comedy? Even if someone tries to say that this show is thoughtful and well observed, and it isn't. That's still not the definition of a comedy. All you're doing there would be describing reality. That would be the clap comedy. Ha, I agree. Thank you for pointing out reality that I agree with. Thank you for reaffirming my position in this television show. That's not comedy. Comedy makes you laugh, and a good joke makes you laugh even if you try not to, because laughter is meant to be a reflex. Laughter isn't supposed to be a conscious effort. It's something that your body does without you being in control of it. And I think this is their admission that they're not funny. And they know they're not, so they're trying to redefine it to the point where they are. Haha, I was never trying to be funny, actually. I didn't want you to laugh. I wanted you to think about the state of the universe. Well, if you wanted that, dear, you'd have to describe the same one I live in, because you apparently just live in your own little face.
Are you suggesting I am a woman dressed as a man? No, Dad!
You get pile-drived into the ground. There'd be a whole range of wrestling moves done until you got sent to A&E. And we just accurately observed the world. Observe this bit. Velma goes on top of a tall ride to scout, to see if she can spot anything across the park. And she does. Unfortunately, she's stuck up there. So she starts to climb down the ladder on the other side. Although at that moment, the ride goes down and we get this. And all I can say is brace yourself for some excitement.
I can't die! Sylvie's gonna put a treadmill in my room!
Unfortunately, she survived. Personally, I think that would have been the perfect ending to a 7-episode series. I don't know why the rest of the series exists. You've already peaked and given your audience the best entertainment they can do. It's just going to be downhill from here, I'm afraid. Red goes round bribing everyone to vote for him for Fog King. Velma falls over a load of rubbish bags. And Daphne sees a man rolling around in trash and thinks, whoa, that's the person for me.
Who is that tasty snack?
Remember, they said that female-driven comedy is about accurate, real-world observations. And that's why the attractive women in their show have incredibly low standards. She's not going to go for the richest guy in town with literally more money than sense. Oh no, she is going to go for the man rolling around in trash. We've actually got real-world pictures of Daphne's preferred partner right here. Now Velma tries to phone the serial killer and then says this for some reason when he doesn't answer.
At least I seem to have scared the serial killer away from Fogfest.
How? How do you think you scared him off? He doesn't even know you're there. He doesn't even know who you are. You literally just saw him from on top of a ride, and now you're like, right, that's it, I've seen him. Physically absorb the light off his face into my eyeballs, and that means he's vanished. Besides, don't you know you should never look at a serial killer in public? That's feral. Feral. Just because someone's in a public place doesn't mean that you can observe them, you lunatic. So Daphne decides to start eating like she's some kind of an animal.
We're impressed. Can you teach me how to unhinge my jaw like that?
I'll take that for one of the top 10 things that have never happened in the world. Oh, Dave, I just love how you eat like a pig. It's really doing it for me. That's why there's a snail trail all the way from over there. I couldn't resist. This entire show is written like you've never come into contact with another human being in your life.
But that's such a double standard.
Oh, it's such a double standard. Yes, that's because we have different standards for things which are different. Congratulations, you have now reached the understanding of a 12-year-old. Please, advance to the next stage of evolution.
Sell online, in-store, and on the go with PayPal.
Every day at lunch, you're like, hey, mayonnaise isn't soup.
Mayonnaise isn't soup. Why are you drinking mayonnaise? The way that was casually dropped is like the writer's bugbear. It's like, I hate when people tell me this. The people at home will understand, though. Now, if you want the perfect example of someone that's lived a life of privilege, never had to struggle, and has had everything given to them on a plate, well, we're about to see it. Everything that happens from this point on has been the creation of someone which has never struggled. They've been given everything they have without earning any of it. And so they think that all the people above them got there the same way. To them, talent, hard work and success is just someone being given more free stuff than they got, and that's not fair. Whoever wrote the next 12 minutes is probably one of the most bitter people on Earth.
Well, I got a squirt.
Oh my god, and you're hilarious.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. He said he was gonna get rid of wastewater from his body. Oh, it's hilarious. That's such a great joke. I mean, it would be funnier in real life than anything that's happening in this show, but it's just not a high bar. So Norval and Fred fight over who can be Fog King, and the whole thing is Norval going, "You deserve a crown for me, Gigi," you know, the horse. But really, we all know it's all about him. Yeah, he's trying to pretend it's for her, but actually it's just his own insecurities as a man being played out in public. Because they're so insecure, all of them, all the time. That's why they do things like post selfies online all the time, film themselves when they're in the gym, and wear makeup. They're just so insecure about themselves. Feral. Couldn't have said it better myself, Gigi. You know, like the whole... Okay, now, as ever, there is a queue for one of the toilets and not for the other one. Largely because the guys go in and leave, and the other side just sits on their phone all the time. All I'm saying is if you had the same layout as the blokes and you just line them all up against a wall without any of the barriers, I don't think they'd stay in there quite that long. Maybe you've just made everyone too comfortable, what can I say?
That was amazing. Guys put zero pressure on you to wash your hands.
What do you expect them to do? Drag you back by the collar when you don't? Stand by the door and tut and shake at their head in shame? What are they doing on the other side that puts pressure on you? This is what I really want to know. This is someone at the door handing out fines.
Even though I didn't catch the serial killer, at least tonight's not a total loss.
Velma doesn't have the highest standards. She's like, yeah, okay, so someone did get murdered, but I didn't have to wash my hands when I pee, and that's a massive bonus. When I say that Velma is one of the most disgusting people on Earth, I genuinely mean it. Not even just for this, just in general. Of course, at that moment, the fog takes her. She gets caught by Daphne, who, like I say, for some reason has incredibly low standards.
Who are you?
And it's not that she's drank so much she's seeing double, because two Velmas would be infinitely worse. It's not simply additive, it would multiply. But Daphne asks Velma to dance, and Velma decides that this is the best response.
I'm a terrible dancer. My body is really only built to ram things.
Yeah, men ramming things. It's basically the only thing they can do. They've never done anything else in their lives. Like, I don't know, built civilization in every single place on Earth where civilization has existed. That all of time. Nah, they just ram things. It's fine. There's definitely a reverse parking joke in there somewhere if you want to look for it. It's just, I'm not going to say it. Of course, Velma can't resist Daphne, so they go on the dance floor, and this is the perfect time to insult men again. And let's face it, this is Velma. On Velma, it's always the perfect time.
It's so cute when guys pretend dancing is lame and half-ass it.
I always knew they didn't live in reality. At this point, I'm not sure they even know what Earth is. I can understand why you've never met a man in California, but it seems like you've never met a woman as well. Is it all of them you can't stand, or just Daphne? I honestly don't know anymore.
You don't find it annoying?
I find it annoying if it helps.
Any bozo can take over a dance floor just by doing the walk.
Where? When? Which dimension? Around who? Were you just brought up in California and were so off your face you think all of this actually happened? I can't tell anymore. So everyone else is like, oh, you gotta do the worm? Oh, we love the worm. Why don't you just take over the entire dance floor and do the worm? And then we get to see the glory of Velma doing the worm. I didn't know I was going to see this, and I never wanted to. I was more than happy living my life of perfect ignorance. But once you see this, the scales fall from your eyes and you just can't go back anymore. This is what the writer thinks it's like to be a man, everybody. I present to you masculinity, where you get celebrated by the world for lying on a floor. Some would say that to be a man is to build a house you'll never live in, or plant a tree you'll never sit under the shade of. As far as Mindy's concerned, though, it's this. What does it take to squash so much hate into one person? I'm not sure, but the outcomes of it are remarkable.
Wait a second. As a guy, everyone thinks my worst qualities as a girl are awesome.
I mean, at least you recognise your worst qualities. Just to say it's such a massive list. Are you sure it's all of them, though? Because you've only been a man for a couple of hours. You barely made a dent in your absolutely repulsive characteristics. Repulsive characteristics. Like randomly assaulting people.
No time!
For absolutely no reason whatsoever. Being a gross, disgusting human being that doesn't know how to eat properly. Somehow managing to do this, and I honestly have no idea how you even managed to do this. Also, the thumbs up afterwards. I don't know what that's meant to be. Honestly, love, it's not that impressive. It's not like you wrote your name in the snow.
That's it. I know how to convince everyone there's still a serial killer
got to do is tell them, because don't you understand? I'm a man and everybody believes men. It's what they're renowned for all the time, just being believed, you know, in court or TikTok videos about gyms.
Feral.
Remember, female-led comedy is just about accurate observations. So Velma gets on stage and acts with all the decorum you would expect from a deluded bint.
As a man speaking authoritatively, you are going to listen to me and you are going to believe me.
There's an ocean about 20 feet away. She can't weigh that much. I think if we eat really hard, we can make it. So she comes forth and tells them, the serial killer's still alive. Ghosts aren't real.
That's what my daughter's been saying. For some reason I believe it more from you.
That bit probably is accurate, but that's just because they're talking specifically about Velma. You just can't generalize Velma to, you know, normal people. She's a special case. A nutcase, you might say.
Okay, well, we're safe for tonight because I scared the serial killer off.
I don't know why you think that. You didn't scare him off. You haven't even spoken to him. He doesn't even know you're there. He doesn't even know you saw him from the top of a ride. You haven't even met him. This entire series is just going to end with her talking to a therapist. She's like, oh, it was actually in my head all along. This is actually a plotline of how Harley Quinn was driven insane. But don't you know, a man got upstage and lied to everybody, and so now they just want him to be Fog King. We're going to ignore that that's half the population and none of the ones in the crowd ever got treated that way. It's almost like Velma is a special, unique case which doesn't actually reflect what they know to be reality. That would be unusual, because oh boy, do they celebrate Velma. Gigi, do you trust me?
No, not at all.
See, on the one hand, we want to say men get treated like this. On the other hand, we just want to constantly dump on them all the time. It doesn't really work when you're like, men are so privileged and everyone believes them. When you're showing in your own show that they get treated like filth. We're going to say, Norville, leave Gigi, the horse, alone.
No wonder men are so desperate to hold onto their power. This is the easiest ever. As a guy, I can do anything.
Spoken like someone that's never earned anything in their entire...
Thanks for checking out the stream tonight, by the way. I appreciate it.
Hey, life.
Why am I stuck this successful when there's all those people above me? I mean, I've got given everything for free, and so they've just got given more.
If my life has been incredibly easy, theirs must be even easier. Careful, Mindy, you're telling on yourself.
As a guy, I can do anything.
She goes and does stand-up comedy and is obviously hilarious. That's the most unrealistic part of the episode, the fact that Velma could make anyone laugh. So probably stick to observing inside your own delusions. She turns up, unshaved, just gives someone a resume saying, I'm awesome, yawns in front of him, and just immediately gets the job over the other applicant, who is, of course, what shall be known as testosterone challenged. Like most people in Hollywood, actually.
No flip, no cap, no mess. Just grab and squeeze. Try Dawn Easy Squeeze.
But he gets the job because he just turned up, and that's what men do. And he gets given a gift basket full of wine, food, and soap. Because that's what men want. What can I say? This show reads us like an open book. Decides to do a piece of art and immediately just becomes a success. Men just have it so easy. It's incredible for all of us. That's why half the population is just massively successful. And the other half isn't. Wait, hang on. The best artist ever. Stop, I just can't handle these witty observations of a female-led comedy. Fred gets kicked out of his house because he's lost the crown. Yeah, I told you they were riding that joke into the ground. Just like Daphne's going to be riding Velma into the... Okay. So she takes Velma outside, but she's drinking. She falls over and gets saved under the atmospheric beam of a streetlight. Daphne, for some reason, trusts this tall, strong, handsome person that she's never met before, who is half her size and 100% a two. What can I say? It's just Velma's pure animal magnetism. I don't even know what animal I'm talking about. Cockroaches, maybe? I don't know. But either way, Daphne confides in Velma. I found out my parents were criminals. It basically repeats the same story from last episode. But just as the two of them are about to do the deed, Velma...
Ow! That's my actual mustache, Fred. I just didn't shave it.
Velma, you've got a moustache. Well, have I got the thing for you? 2 flaming sambucas, please. What can I say? Life does have a sense of humour. It turns out that Fred is so obsessed with Velma that he recognised her hands when she slapped him round the face. That's actually the story that they go with. This is why you don't touch any of Velma's weird books, just in case they do that to you. Give him a few years, he'll end up on MILF Manor next.
Ugh, I'd punch you if men didn't sexualize women fighting.
I would do something, but don't you know, I would be observed in public. That's disgusting, it really is. You don't want to be observed in public? Can I suggest the nunnery for you? Fred then enacts his master plan of telling everyone that Velma is actually Velma. Of course, they're all disgusted and immediately remove the crown from her because, let's face it, Who wants Velma as royalty? That would be the fastest overthrow of a monarch ever.
Just like everything else these days, the serial killer is whatever you need it to be to feel your best.
Doesn't matter what reality is, just live in your own deluded fantasy land like we do. Hollywood, everybody. The message of the day. Of course, Norval comes in and swoops it out from under Fred after he saved someone from a pier, which he had just pushed off the pier. But he did it for Gigi, the horse who's now run off. I don't think I need to say the punchline. But where is his precious Gigi? Oh, she's walking past a horse. But seriously, this thing just writes itself. Velma tries to make it up with Daphne.
Daphne, I'm sorry, but as a guy, there's so little consequence for your actions.
Yeah, men just get away with everything, all the time. You have opened my eyes, Velma, and that's why as soon as I get married, I'm going to get divorced so I can take all the money and the kids in the house. I'm going to take full advantage of my life of privilege.
I'd be an idiot not to at least try and go for it.
That's what I'm thinking. I would be a fool not to take advantage of my newfound position within society. I'm already setting up the cameras in the gyms. You've seen none yet.
Baba Booey!
What was that? If that was a reference to something, I do not get it.
And I'm mad at myself for being selfish and a bad friend.
And so you should be. And you could do what a man would do. Take accountability and responsibility for his own actions and use that as an impetus to change in the future and go forth and be a better person. Or you could do what I think you're going to do and just carry on doing the same thing you've always have and blame everybody else.
Maybe we should both be guys and just stop caring about feeling so much.
Door number 2 it was. Can't be my fault. Maybe we'll just blame somebody else, eh? Why would I take accountability for my own actions when there's a whole group of people I can blame? But at that moment, the killer arrives. Tries to drag off Velma, but they run away and the chase ensues. There is a brief moment of excitement when he's about to absolutely annihilate Velma. Unfortunately, the fog swaps the weapon and it's not a knife anymore. We can only live in hope that one day Velma will get her comeuppance. We get a whole chase scene of them running in and out of various different doors like they did in Scooby-Doo. Of course, they couldn't just do it like the original cartoon. Like, hang on, this breaks all the rules of physics. My entire perception of reality is crumbling. Oh no, don't worry, it's just a ride, it's fine. That must be one of those witty observations about reality that they've made over there. Yeah, those are always the most hilarious ones, those are. Oh, I can see why female-driven comedy is just so successful now.
We can disguise ourselves! That's stupid! Who would ever stop to put on a costume in the middle of a chase?
Let's just keep crapping on Scooby-Doo, everybody. It's not as if the audience of a Scooby-Doo show will actually like the original one. Of course they want us to crap on it. That's comedy, folks. Luckily, just as they're about to be captured by the killer, he gets teleported away in the mist and they're safe. But his phone got swapped for Fred's crown, and so now they've got the killer's phone and can use it to track him down in the next episode. Once again, the next clue to the mystery is just something that fell in Velma's lap. Not through any detective work, just through sheer coincidence. This is basically Knives Out. I don't think anything has been solved in this by Velma's actual intellect, which isn't surprising when you realise how low it actually is. What on earth is happening? This episode was literally just the Hate Men episode. It barely had a story. Now, it did have a couple of references to Scooby-Doo, which were only in there to go, these are actually stupid, aren't they? Yeah, I don't know why we even did this. I'm not going to put this in my show except to take the piss out of it, because these are really just cringe, and Hollywood has lived in a land of delusion forever. So no wonder they can't put themselves into somebody else's shoes. They're not even living in their own shoes. They're living in this fantasy world they've made up for themselves, surrounded by people who will just go, yes, 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 yes. Whatever you say, miss, that's the way it is. Never being held accountable, never being told no, and getting given things that you absolutely don't deserve and have never earned. And so to put yourself in someone else's shoes would require empathy and actual some kind of grounding in reality. And Hollywood just don't have that. They can't write that. And so they write this. Because I don't know what this was. This wasn't a mystery show. This was just one person's deluded ramblings about a world they can't possibly comprehend. So congratulations, the team of Velma. You simultaneously wrote one of the least Scooby-Doo episodes you could possibly make, and one of the most fantastical pieces of fiction that has ever been created. But don't worry, at least your comedy wasn't funny. It was just trying for accurate observations, like any female-driven comedy would. And even in that case, where you define your own bar of quality, your own judgment metric, you still failed. Because you are so awful at what you do, you can't even succeed when you define your own win condition. So congratulations, Velma, and I'll see you in the finale. Because those are my thoughts, and what are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe, more videos like this in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
So no, it's not just simple as a sorry at this point. It's also you tried to hurt my reputation. People who are surrounding you tried to hurt my reputation. Her best friend Amanda Jean and Cassandra Fairbanks, and you affected my business. So if she truly was sorry, she would not only come out with the truth, get my account unlocked, remove any sort of ban that was put on people who posted things about her own recordings she posted on her own websites, and she would also put her money where her mouth is. You costed us money. This is a business. This isn't, oh, haha, petty drama. You actually are a free speech advocate, so to speak. If you're deplatforming people and you're costing people money, you're costing people's livelihoods, this is beyond an apology at this point. Sorry is not going to do it. That's cheap. It's not going to be enough at this point.
Nerdrotic.com.
This thing is getting nuts because what I'm more concerned about is, the censorship on Twitter. That's my concern, because it just seems like it's just the old Twitter again now. It's almost acting like ever since you guys got taken off, like other people have been taken off for stupid reasons, and it just feels like Twitter from 5 months ago already again.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still locked out of my account. I saw Quartering is able to access the account. I didn't have time to get a call with him before I hopped on here. But I think he deleted the tweets because my account's still locked. But he posted a update thread. He came back and chose violence. It's just like
really?
Long, yeah. Pull it up. It's like a long, in-depth, concise thread.
Excellent. I like that. Oh wait, why not? At this point, it's like, I got my hopes up a little bit about Twitter, but I can live without it. I guess for this audience, would you like to briefly, as you can, bring us up to speed of how we got it?
Okay, so basically, for those of you who know Jack Murphy, this is Jack Murphy 2.0 in combination with the Streisand effect, and some people have even called it Don't Fuck with Cats 2.0. So basically, I tweeted Eliza Blue because people were coming to be concerned because I've covered things like trafficking, anti-porn, and studying into prostitution, things like that, in order to bring awareness and also help my position on it to be more well-informed. So people were DMing me because of that, like, hey, this other trafficking advocate is, her timelines aren't adding up, and there's things here that are strange, and we think that she's a fraud. We think that she's a grifter. And, normally we hear that about everyone all the time as YouTubers, like, your friend is a grifter, this, and that. So, normally we just kind of, brush it to the side. And that brushing to the side is exactly why Eliza got away with this for so long. So I looked into it because they came at me with the receipts this time. They gave me the thread from Defango, who's now, I guess, suspended off of Twitter. And they also gave me a few music videos and gave me some concise points. And I was like, okay, well, I'll look into this. You made it really easy. So I looked into it briefly, and I was like, okay, this is a red flag. This is very strange for a sex trafficking advocate to say that she was trafficked, and then you see all these music videos of her dancing around lingerie, cupping her ass, her see-through top, and it's like she's saying, I was trafficked, and that's really strange behavior coming from a trafficking victim. Like, sure, maybe some victims will cope in a certain way, but things were looking really strange. And so I was like, well, I don't know, maybe, is this her getting trafficked? I'm, really confused because this video's been up 6 years with thousands of views, public on YouTube, no age restriction, and it was also World Hip Hop, World Star, and for the same amount of time, it had 500,000 views. So basically, I tweeted her with screenshots from this music video, and I hesitate to call it a rap music video because that's not actually what it is, in my opinion, now that I've gone through all of the receipts and all of the things that people have been sending me. Because in the rap music video, air quote, there's a guy rapping, right? But he's not listed anywhere. He's not in the title or anything. It's all about her. It's called Eye Candy Eliza Knows. Eliza Knows was her old name, so it's just Eye Candy Eliza, right? So literally eye candy, it's right in your face, right? To look at her, and then it's just her in the video, doing kind of a strip routine and and scantily clothed. So I posted screenshots of that, and I tweeted at Eliza, and I said, hey, I know this is really hard this might be a sensitive topic for you, but can you clarify some of these timelines? Because people are saying your age isn't adding up for the dates you provided, and also this music video is going to cause a lot of confusion for people who are going to look into this, be like, wait, you were trafficked? Are you just lying? Because if you're in the rap music video and people are seeing her say, oh, I'm trafficked, they're going to be really confused. So I really was not malicious in asking her. I just posted screenshots for a frame of reference so people could know what I'm talking about, so she could know what I'm talking about. And next thing I knew, my account was locked. And Nina Infinity sent me a screenshot of Amanda Jean. And I was like, huh, this person's claiming they got my account locked. Then I showed it to chat, and then my chat was like, she's friends with Eliza. And I was like, no way. So I opened up Eliza's page midstream, and I'm like, holy shit. She's saying, Amanda Jean, I trust you more than anyone. Thank you for being there for me less than 24 hours ago. I'm like, this smells fishy. So, and not just because she opened her legs. So, I went ahead and gave the benefit of the doubt to Eliza, like, hey, if this is your bestie doing this, you would know about this. And, I'm going to give you a little bit of time. If you disavow it, you disavow it. Speak up and help me get my account locked. So a day goes by, and Eliza tweets out that she's going to basically sue me, and that her non-consensual images were posted. And her bestie claimed that they were non-consensual nudes, which is libel. They were not nudes, and it was not non-consensual. As we found out later on, through interviews, through recordings that she posted herself, she was excited to audition for World Star. She got compensated to be in this music video. And she's across several interviews talking about how many rap videos she's in. She's a video vixen. She's in one video calling her mother to brag about it and laughing about it. And then you find out later she's in an interview with this other chick who has like pinkish purple hair too. And she is like, yeah, the woman interviewing her, yeah, I was an ex-prostitute. And she was like, yeah, we didn't have a word for it back then.
We didn't have it. But Annie, we didn't have the language to put to it. We didn't have the language to put to it back.
Eliza said we 3 times. So she's admitting she's had sex for money. So she's using trafficking as a way to kind of cover up her past, because she has heavily implied many times that these rap music videos were non-consensual. The one I posted, which clearly was, she admitted to it in recording, and she uses we for ex-prostitutes. So I came to the conclusion through sifting through everything, through looking through her model mayhem resume site. It said an email, and it said Helen Troy booking at Gmail, something along those lines. So I looked up what's Helen Troy, and I look it up, and I'm like, this looks like an escorting site. Like, they like book a model, and then it's just girls who are like half naked. It looks like straight out of Playboy. So I'm like, this is weird. This looks unprofessional. The site's down. It looks like a storefront to wash money. That's what it looks like to me. So, in my personal opinion, I think that she's trying to cover up that she prostituted herself, and I think that she's trying to cover up something else she did in that time period. And these two things conflict with her story of being a trafficking victim, which she uses a lot and says a lot and asks for money on podcasts like Hotep Jesus, and then she'll turn around and say, I never get money, I don't ask for money. Poor Hotep Jesus. So he got like shut down live on stream, like, haha, you're gonna give me the money, right? And he's like, I guess.
She did that to it? What? Okay,
yeah, because like live on stream, he's like, oh, I guess I'll give half the money to trafficking victims for Eliza. And then she's like, actually, I'm a survivor advocate and I'll take the money, but I'm a survivor advocate. She's like, I'll pocket the money. So but what's he supposed to do if he's on stream? She says that. Oh, no, I'm not going to give you the money.
I'll bet you about the raking on these super chats and give Eliza $0.
That's not true.
All right. See? I'll send over I'll text you my cash app. Cash app $ELIZABLEU. He's like
50% of proceeds tonight go to Eliza Blue. You send 50% of all super chats will go to Eliza Blue tonight to help human trafficking victims and to raise awareness.
Trafficking victim, that's going to help with me, and I'm a human trafficking survivor. But let me tell you what it can help by. Number 1, I don't have internet at home. Number 2, I wasn't set up for this computer at home. I was confused with this. Number 3, I borrowed this beautiful light that's giving me this look from my barber.
Wow.
So help your
who's coloring your hair, girl? Because that ain't cheap.
I'm being a public survivor.
No, it's not.
Contact creator and keep doing interviews like I am.
Oh my God, I just sounded like.
And the other interviews I have coming up. If you want me to be good, help a sister out. Help me out.
And help a sister out with her facial work. She's clearly, I'm not judging her, but she's had a little facial work done. You can see it, and that hair ain't cheap either, because I know how much my wife
she looks
used to charge.
high maintenance, for sure.
Oh, for sure. And anybody who what? You're sitting there advocating. It's like, oh, it's going in my pocket. That's horrible. That's horrible. It's freaking terrible.
Yeah, so in this tweet, you can see she's posing with the black eye that she mysteriously got. And if you read it, it says, this is what human trafficking really looks like. You bruised yourself to look like this for money at countless survivors and victims' expense. I mean, that's essentially what she did. Use them to get ahead and promote herself as a survivor advocate. She got an award for virtue signaling the most the other day. So
What?
pretty
Really?
much.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It should be on yours. Should have. He didn't do a mashup, I apologize. Okay.
They literally had no examples to show Eliza and her good work and her advocacy for the award they're giving her. They had 0 examples. They had no highlights to put in the reel. And she just posted this on Twitter. Like, guys, look at the good work I do at receiving this award for being a professional victim. Here are her highlights. We got nothing, boss. Anyway, continuing. She posted this onto her own Twitter, guys.
God.
But yeah, that's what they had to show for her good work. Absolutely nothing. And they gave her the award.
Oh, and you gotta feel bad for these people because they're like, hey, here's this person who's this, we hear is this advocate, and we hear she's done all these amazing things. But we have no examples, but we got the award ready because nobody vets anybody anymore. Yeah, it is Jack Murphy 2.0. Honestly, if it's just like I said before, hey, I was not, I didn't know up from down. My head wasn't right. I was getting pimped out by this one guy, but I was still trying to because any drug addict can identify. I'm not saying she was a drug addict. That we try to lead normal lives, while hiding our drug abuse, and we think we're so clever about it, but most people are on to us. It could have easily been explained, but the more you go, the more you nuke people from Twitter, they're gonna, you know what that's going to make people do? I'm stating the obvious here. It's going to make them work harder. They're going to be pissed, or they're going to be, okay, you're obviously hiding something bigger. And I think that's what a lot of people are asking right now. Many of you are aware that dozens of YouTube creators, investigative reporters, and critics in general have been either banned or locked out of their Twitter accounts over the past 10 days. You've also been hearing way too much of one particular name, Eliza Blue. Here is why. Eliza Blue is most recent of nearly a half a dozen alias names this woman has used in the past few years. Eliza Motherland, her real name, or Morthland. Why did I say Motherland? Oh, commie! Eliza Morthland. Eliza Seeps? I don't even know how to say that one. Eliza Cuts?
She says it's Sipe, I think.
Sipe? Is that how you get blue out of B-L-E-U? Okay.
Fun fact. So people are saying she showed symptoms of cluster B personality disorder. She actually got the name Blue from one of Kanye's models or something that had the last name Blue, like B-L-U-E, the color. So she just took that and stole it. She adopted that personality, so that's why she's Eliza Blue, from what I heard. That's what I was told.
Single white female shit. This is getting crazy. Eliza Cuts, Eliza Knows, totally normal for someone to have 5 other names, right? Sure. No, not really. Eliza Blue has chased fame her entire life, from dating the lead singer of My Chemical Romance to a TV appearance on The Steve Harvey Show and a dating show Blind Date. She also appeared in no less than 4 rap videos as a video vixen. Her words. It's more than 4 now, isn't it?
I counted 7 or 8
okay.
From what I found, but in her resume she says it's over 20. So we've only found less than half of them, by the way.
Oh boy, here is where things get spicy. Just under 2 weeks ago, one particular video resurfaced on the internet. One of the last 4 known rap videos that starred Eliza Blue, Knows, Spears, whatever, Motherland, a video that had been on YouTube for over 6 years. Nothing about the video was remarkable. The only thing of note was Eliza Blue's response. Eliza Blue immediately leveraged her deep connections at Twitter, which is true. Well, it's certainly looking true. Let's put it that way. To begin locking out anyone who posted the publicly available video claiming it was non-consensual. Twitter, head of trust and safety, publicly backed her numerous times. The only problem here is she lied. She was excited about the video. She begged World Star Hip Hop to produce the video. She pitched the video directly to World Star Hip Hop. She pitched the video, and she is on video going, yeah, I'm totally happy with this. She was blessed and almost pissed herself, in quotes, to be around the fancy equipment. Proof below. Eliza, is there an audio?
Oh, that's the audio that was banned, by the way. That audio right there.
Can we play it?
The Skydive band for it.
I was blessed to work with one of the dopest directors in the game. Like, video guys,
In the
literally,
game,
like,
right?
his
Shit.
resume, I was so blessed.
She black.
You know what I mean? To work with him. He had a Red Dragon camera, and I almost pissed myself because it was like, a Red Dragon camera is so expensive. And I'm over here like, dang, World Star took a chance on me. You know what I mean? And now I got this Red Dragon camera. Yeah, girl, it was just very, 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 very humbling. And it's still to this moment. You know what I mean? I'm never going to be on entertainment television. I'm never going to be on TMZ. You know what I mean? Unless I do something crazy or stupid. Like, I'm never going to reach one.
Wow.
Oh, she made the news all right.
Oh, she
made
did.
the news.
Be careful what you wish
exactly, for. Yeah, it was through technically the mean she said, just not in the way she would have probably wanted it. But she's probably, honestly speaking, she probably is enjoying the clout, even if it is negative. People like her, they really thrive off of that.
Now, this clip is long, but I'll just tell you what she said. She's talking to her mom here, and she's like, have you seen my videos, Mom? Mom's all, yeah, they're funny, they're cool. Mom didn't seem too judgmental about her, like Eliza says, like, I shake my booty. And Mom just kind of chuckles. You know, nothing wrong with that, but this doesn't sound like, especially it conflicts with the timeline, and it doesn't sound like somebody is trafficked. Again, provide evidence that you were. I understand there's danger involved and stuff. It just doesn't feel that way. And man, the accusations, if they are true, and it's certainly looking that way, grifting off of this subject, this particular subject, pretty low. Pretty freaking low, to state the obvious.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.
Hey, if you like what we do here at Nerdrotic Daily, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you could do that with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.
I'm not going to put it in a bottle and breastfeed it to you. I am thoroughly tickled.
Amber's turn, please.
Congratulations.
Oh fuck, wrong mic. Wrong mic. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So I have been working today. Even though I haven't cut my nails and I look like a degenerate, but I've been working. Birds have breasts. Well, so how do we begin? First off, I'll hit up the 2 super chats I got here, because if I don't catch up now, I will be with a bird up my ass. I've had my prostate thoroughly tickled by a PS Move dildo controller. You realize, I know you're joking, but people, like, there was an article written by, was it Kotaku or Vox? Where they were like, hi, when the Switch first came out, they put the Switch controller, like, wrapped in something up their ass to see if they could feel the vibration. That's a real thing. Unless it was a sarcastic article, which I still am like, come on. Like, why would, but then again, it is Kotaku, so. I've had left me oozing with happy goo. I've never come so hard before, so you're like Dr. Steve Brule. What? I clean my starfish by putting a bar of soap between my cheeks and squeezing them together. No, what did you see me super chat Phil under Il Chapo? What are you, like a Mexican fucking, what are you, a Mexican drug lord? No, what did you say? What did you say? Are you thoroughly tickled this evening? I'm breastfed this evening, too. So, what was I working on today? Sunday I was working on the graphics cards. Now, the RX 590 I opened that thing up. It looks like it was hit with a blowtorch. I am not putting that in a fucking computer. I've had it for too long. I'm just going to take it as a loss. That's on me. However, the no-name brand new RX 580 is an RX 580. It's the cut-down Chinese one with less stream processors. But it's working. It's working beautifully. Temperatures are beautiful. I just ran superposition benchmark on it. It stayed around 30 frames per second on high, which if you know that benchmark, it's fucking punishing. Burn a bagel and shove it up my ass. Okay, deal. Now, I fucked up. I know nipples are going to have to come out, I believe, anyway. So I am thoroughly tickled. Look, I'll just have him say.
Look here! Look, listen!
Play Demolition Man. Instead of shirt off, let's put out a poll and see what the chat wants. Phil Screech 10 times at the same time. Traditional no shirt. You know what people are going to want. Play every soundboard. Ignore next $50 dono and ignore the... Well, dude, I ain't ignoring someone. I'm not ignoring anybody's dono. But I'll do this. I'll do it for you. What?
You know what you already know what it's gonna. Should I do? No one's gonna say, yeah, Rich, ignore my $50 dono. They might go for the Phil Screech. They might. You put too many L's there, you're fired. That's it, it's over. I'm just gonna copy and paste traditional no shirt. You know what it's gonna be, dude. You know what it's gonna be. Come on now. Play every sound of the soundboard. Naked. While the quartering watches. No one's going to do number 4, but I'll put it there. Not a soul. If someone, I just got to ignore the $50 dono. It's too many words, so there we go. You know what it's going to be. The Phil Screech, really? Let's say traditional no shirt. Oh wow, it's tight like my ass. No, it's not. We'll let it run. We'll let it run until 8. We'll let it run until 8, and then the nips will be out until 8:30, if that's the way it goes. It's gonna go that way, though. It's -15 here in Vermont with up to -15 wind chill. Yo, if we had a cold front coming through now, we would be fucked, dude. I kind of knew it was going to be, like, it's just inevitable. It's my fucking channel, of course it's going to be no shirt. Sid the programmer, yes. We're going to look into the Billy Mitchell thing from Carl Jobst first. It's cold, but I'm used to fucking, dude, I'm from New York, bro. We get like Antarctica in the winter, so this shit, 8 degrees to me, ain't nothing. Yes, and it looks pretty good. No, that's a lie. I've seen the older shit, not the new. I saw it on IGN, but I never clicked on it. What's up, Rich? You talk to Anonymous? No, dude, I don't want to. I don't need drama. I have plenty of drama here in this channel, you know, even though some of it I don't think is drama, but intro guy sent me a picture of a man. Alright, you need to answer some questions for me here. Who is this man? Who is this man here? Can I show this man on screen? Because I'm streaming right now. He's a man. I want to meet this man with that hair. He has nice hair. You don't have hair. I don't have hair, but I have hair in my ass. Listen, come take a plane back out here. Bring Mrs. Buttergirth. Put a can of cat food on my ass, between my ass cheeks, so it's where my ass crack is in the hole. Have her eat the can of cat food from between my ass cheeks. Then I won't wash for a day, so it has a nice odor for it. Then I'll get you a spray hose. Then you have to clean my crack with the spray hose. And then you have to say, damn, Rich, you have a nice hole. A really nice hole. That's something I just said. Holy shit, I blinked for 1 fucking second. Not complaining. And there's like, gee, wow. Oh no, whatever, gee, I'm so shocked. The shirt is winning. If you want the screeches, I don't care, I'll take off the shirt. It's not like I don't do it 30 times a fucking stream anyway. So I'm pretty excited for that RX 580, man. The temperatures stay cool on it. I don't have to take it apart. It's brand new. You can tell, you know how you can tell it's brand new? Because the Chinese, like, AliExpress doesn't give a fuck. First off, the temps would be through the roof. It's a 580 if it was old. The thermal paste they used during that era was fucking horseshit. DSP has a skin disease and only years. Get out of here. Got to see Skin Baby plus band. I'm not sure what you mean. I don't know. I'm going to talk to him, man. He may be part of the show. Yeah, good luck if you get to Mike Tyson. Of course, I finally got my hands on an MSRP 4090. Oh, fuck, I got to look for a case. You know what we're going to do something different for a little bit. Let's see what 580s go for on eBay. Because he just clicked on a link for bad haircuts. I guess I can show the guys. So let's go to Horse Bay and look up 580s and see. Because like I said, this one I got for 47. It was 30 shipping, so it was 77. Now the shipping for you will vary depending on where you are from AliExpress. Get out of here. I don't want to sign into anything. Let me switch the screen so you can see. Yeah, and you could definitely do it remotely, man. Yeah. And it always comes up with the stupid fucking warning in the middle. Yeah, buy a 580 at DKLDs. What is it, $400 and broken? So the thing about this 580 is it's slightly cut down. What is it called again? RX 580 2048 or something like that. RX SP versus RX 580. Yeah, I don't think there's that. Of course, the games are supported. What is the difference? I don't care about. Yeah, it's the stream processors. That's the difference. The clocks are a little bit slower. Actually, a decent amount less wattage. Slower. I don't know what the compute performance would be. I'm not Mark Cerny. No, that's not true. Mine has 8 gigs. You can get these in an 8 gig variant. You may not be able to really take advantage of it because the card's limitations, but that's not true. It is 8 gigs on there. Anyway, let's look up RX 580. See what they go for. My goddamn car is finally fixed after 11 months. Dude, that must be... Yeah, it's like a 570. Now that's actually a good deal too. No shipping, huh? I mean, it's still 20-something bucks cheaper, but that's a full.
Thanks for checking out my stream tonight, by the way. I really appreciate it. You're crazy for staying up at like 1 a.m.
You're way better off getting the AliExpress cut down version than that. That is a ripoff. Let's go to buy it now to see what the average price of sales are. That's actually pretty good. This... Do I have a 580 laying around anywhere? Why is this so cheap? What is the catch? That is really cheap. Reused, refurbished with new fans, tested good, works fine, reliable shipping too. I mean, in theory, still, why? How? I'm so confused. Okay. I don't know if dude, I so don't trust eBay sellers. They all make me nervous. Why is that so cheap? Yes, Fender, 100%. You're going to see that too. Yeah, that's the thing. See, the thing about the 580 I got is even though it's cut down, it's new. And like I said, my shipping was 30, but if you're from somewhere else, your shipping may be $10. So get a brand new, even if it's a cut down RX 580, it's a pretty good deal. Smash that like button like you would smash an ass cheek. Deadeye, thank you for staying a member. 19 months, man. I appreciate the gaming politician fisting. Thank you. The traditional no shirt is what's happening. I'm getting the 4090 with a built-in AIO. It's coming Monday. Why is that so cheap? This had to be. Hold on, nips out. The goddamn nips are coming out. The nips. The nips. Nips. Why did my phone just go off? Make sure nothing important. So thank you very much. Who did it? So thank you, Master Rambo. So wow. What is the story? My Windows computer was giving me an error at post, multiple beeps, and no display. Oh gee. So this is either a non-working card or you can make it work. Yeah, no thank you. No thanks. I'm good. I'm A-okay. I was like, damn, that's a hell of a deal. So this will put you about $100. So in theory, even though it's cut down, the card is, and it's not clickbait. I could say I got a AAA gaming card for $47. The shipping is going to vary where it could be $10 for you, it could be $50 for you. If it's $50, then it's a waste of time. No, I didn't. Did I? Good gracious, Atomic Heart first person shooter. Atomic Heart.
And now I'm gonna masturbate.
Oh yeah, Atomic Heart does look good. I've seen it before. So, let's see. Buy from China. I wouldn't trust that. It's probably from the same place where I got that 590 from that I essentially had to put in the trash because it looks like someone hid it. It looks like it was one of the bagels that came out of my almost burnt down kitchen. My kitchen has no damage. Like, okay, why would you buy that though? That's too. You're better off getting it. No, that's too much money. What about that? 22 shipping. That's a ripoff. So generally, the card is still a good deal. That's 4 gigabytes. No, I rather, even though it's a cut down 580. Compare it to an RX. No. RX 580 SP to RX 570. Why am I so intensely into this right now? I have no idea. Price now $378. On what planet? Alright, so let's see. They're both Polaris. I don't know what that ass smear is. They have the same amount. So weird. They're literally. This has the SP has a slightly better texture fill rate. I bet you the floating point performance is exactly the same. No, the 580 I have has 8. I wonder if that's correct then. Gonna end the poll. Of course, the Phil Screech tied. So you know what? You get both. 5, 6, 7, 9, 5, 10. I'm going to give it a shot. Yo, I just beat the fucking fire giant today. You know what was the only thing? Well, I got the Mimic Tier, but the Mimic Tier actually wasn't really helping me out that much, because what was killing me, and I just wasn't doing it right, is when the fire giant slams down your ass. When he slams down the snow, you gotta jump on Torrent at the right time. God, what was that ear, huh? That was DSP, being a man. Rich, thoughts on the future of the Halo franchise? It ain't looking good. I just ordered a new motherboard, webcam, liquid coolant, and 2 terabyte SSD. I have a feeling I'm going to have to... We should go shopping for cases. Because I know you guys, I'll admit it, know a little more about computers in some cases than I do. Because I'm going to need, because I have a single fan AIO, runs the 12900K beautifully. I don't want to change it. Rich, is the single fan on a 12900? Yes, and the temperature stay perfectly fine. I'm not overclocking it. It works great. Yeah, I saw that case. It's all see-through, and that means I'm going to have to do insane cable management, and I'm a fucking lazy slob. Well, the beauty of it is Fender 170 is because it's an AIO 4090. It's not as large. Alright, you guys are going to now give me... I keep you up on my TV like evening news, Marinax, thank you. My 2-year-old now claps at the applause and screeches. You're welcome. Hopefully she's not there. I was going to hit the try to relax her anus. I just said it, but we'll do it there. Thank you. So point being is that I think it's going to be pretty cool that you can go and get a trip, like the 580 still fucking slaps, man. Like I said, I was just running superposition, got 30 FPS at 1080p high, which that may make you roll your eyes, but that benchmark is still, even fucking the Heaven benchmark they have from 2009, like when DirectX 11 first dropped, is a banger. I missed your super chat. I'm very sorry. I did too. Cosmic Productions. Hello, Birdfather. I've been going here not just because of school, but because I've been hanging out with a very attractive woman with breasts. Breasts. I first mentioned her back in October when we had an argument. Oh, you had an argument with her? All right, let's do Corsair. All right, let's check it out. Yeah, let's check it out. It's your salt. All right, so let's see. So let's go to Amazon. Throw out cases. Throw out a case because I know I'm literally looking at this case and I know for a fact. Nope, no way. I got the fan in the back, and even if I took that fan out, there's no fucking way. I think the 4090 that I got uses regular PCIX, doesn't use the funky ass pins. That's the technical term for them, funky ass pins. So throw cases. Help me build this. I like Cooler Master. Left Control Gaming, you already got. As soon as I saw you said Cooler Master, the Cooler Master case, when I didn't have a fucking pot to piss in, that case I had a Cooler Master case that I must have put 600 fucking, holy shit. Oh, that is a $500 case. That is large. But I get Richie just bought a $49. He should shut the fuck up. Yes, you're right. I'll add it to the cart for now. Jesus Christ. I don't think I've ever spent that much money on a case. I think I've spent like 200 at the most, and I thought that was insane, but purple or blue PS? I like blue, but that's me. That's personal preference for me. So Cosmic, I got your super chat. EATX. That actually has, I'm not going saying I'm going to go that cheap for the sake of going that cheap, but that has 7,000 ratings, and it's E8. How many fan spots does it have? How many AIOs can I put in here? The card, it could have a long-ass card. It's Cooler Master. I'll put it in there. Not saying I'm gonna go that cheap, but that looks like, what the fuck is this thing? Yeah, I see people do that. It's so cool, man. This case I've actually used for. Who did I give that bill to? I gave it to a friend. Oh, my friend Sean. Yeah. No small form factors. No, thank you. Will it fit more than an EATX motherboard? Most of the time they do, but I don't feel like assuming anything. ATX mid-cower. What is its motherboard compatibility? Well, that's definitely an ATX or EATX, so that should work. Get a class. So, film movie. Brain swelling creates at home with English voice that activates. Dude, that's the same acting. Like, that's why I always find it, I don't have no ill will towards John Rambo or Howard. I don't know them. I think John has a very unique voice, and if he had some acting skill, he could probably use it to make some money. I'm sorry, Classy, I saw that. Best cases for airflow. As long as it gets good reviews, because most of it's going to be AIO, I'm not too concerned about it. Listen, Lightside Bill doesn't snort, he blows.
Humping Steven Crowder.
Humping Steven Crowder. So, alright, so can this take multiple AIOs? It looks like it can. The power supply I have in there should be more than enough. I will probably sell the 3090 that's in there. Yes, I have that paid off. But the power supply is that. I have a feeling this 4090 is gonna be an adventure that I don't feel like embarking on. Dual 200mm, those are big fans, son. I am a large man. ATX. Have to make sure, is that an EATX motherboard or EATX? I don't know. I have to figure all this shit out now. Listen. Anyway. Dude, that's on Jay. Jay is fully involved with that. Don't come to me with the Kickstarter. I don't like getting involved. I know he'll come through on his shit, and I think that would be an awesome project. But, I don't know, doing any of that stuff scares me. Because then if something happens and it falls through, then you're on a Sunny V2 video. Like, yes. Yeah, why didn't I think of PC Part Picker? That's a very good point. I've literally used it on stream. Oh, we're supposed to. Oh yeah, we hit 100 likes. Here's our bubble blow.
You take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that?
Kids are gonna be here. Yes, I did. I actually moved it downstairs. I'm gonna record benchmarks on that too. That's gonna be, because that video's gonna hit 100,000 views, and I know people are waiting. Oh yeah, I put USB-C in there. I put RX 6400 in there. I upgraded it to a 4770 from 45, which made a big difference. I even wanted to be an idiot, I could put 32 gigs of RAM, but so that'll probably be next. Then I'll do the PC with the Chinese 580, which is essentially a 570 with 8 gigabytes of RAM. But if you can get it for $47, even with like the $30 shipping, it's a new kind of sort of 580, we'll call it. It's a 570 on steroids. Slight steroids, barely.
Hello, you absolute legends. In 2000
Oh yeah, you're not seeing anything. Yes, you are. That's a lie. That's a man with hair. That is...
19, Video Game Player of the Century Billy Mitchell sued Twin Galaxies for defamation after they removed his high scores from their database and said he didn't achieve them on original hardware. For almost 4 years, this lawsuit has dragged on.
Yes, that's true.
Thankfully for everyone involved, it looks like it should be wrapping up and going to trial sometime this year. The crux of Twin Galaxies' defense so far has been centered around 2 videotapes that show...
Why is this guy... Well, it's ego, I know that. We have proven this with many different people on this fucking channel before. But did this guy make a bunch of money off of this, off of being allegedly the best at fucking Donkey Kong, or is just like a circle jerk to him? I'm sure there was a technical reason, Tijo, that they had to do it. Fine. But they have some brilliant engineers there. I am an armchair engineer that is sitting here shirtless during a live stream. I'm well aware. But what the fuck happens? You have to look at it from the consumer's perspective. Especially that niche audience usually is very dedicated. What the fuck happens when your original PSVR dies and all those games that you had? Are they just toilet paper? Like, I don't... There had to be some way they could have made a better solution. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to say I'm smart enough to know what it is. But that wasn't great. And then you're asking them people to spend, now look, for the tech that it's giving you, okay, I understand the technology, from the tech that it's giving you, it's a good deal. But to the average consumer who doesn't give a fuck about the tech, it's like, wait, hold on. I finally just got my hands on a PlayStation 5, and you're telling me with a straight face right now that you want me to spend more than the PlayStation 5 to play VR games? I get what they're doing, and it's great technology. But the average consumer doesn't understand that. They don't get it. They're just going to be like, yeah, that's more than the console. Hard pass. Not saying they're not giving you. I mean, what is the fucking the valve index? The Gabe Newell nipple index still goes for 1,000, I think, if you get the full kit, which you need anyway, and that's before games or a computer. But the average consumer doesn't care about that. They're just going to see $600. Yeah, no, that's more than the console. I'm A-okay. PSVR 2 is 900, literally 100 more than the PlayStation. Yeah, and that's what people are going to see. They don't care about the VR tech that's in there, even though it's very impressive. They don't care about how Sony went away from the clumsy breakaway box. They don't care about the fact that it has a much better display and better head tracking, and you don't have to use those stupid fucking dildos. That was such a piecemeal thing. It's like, fuck, how do we make people interact with the games? Yeah, I'll use the Move dildos from the PS3, please. I don't know.
Billy's high scores, and it's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the gameplay seen on these videotapes cannot come from an original Donkey Kong arcade. Instead...
Yeah, it was, rest in peace, Apollo Legend. You see it flat out, how the game loads. Emulators load, like when the levels load, if you slow it down, loads completely different. And the way the levels loaded, like it loaded from an emulator, it's not even debatable. Like, that's just, it's irrefutable. Billy can fucking put as much Aquanet in his hair as he wants to and cry about it. It doesn't change anything.
It must have come from an emulator. Billy Mitchell seems to have lied and said he played on an arcade machine when he in fact didn't. And this opens up the possibility for cheating in numerous ways. In his lawsuit against Twin Galaxies, Billy claims these videotapes don't matter because he achieved the scores live and he has witnessed.
Billy Mitchell, I bet you, takes really intense shits. Like, he's just like... like, just concentrating, like he's just praying. And he, like, puts his hands through his hair and goes... and there's, like, sweat dripping down because that log was intense. Today is my birthday. Can I get a bunch of random sounds? Thank you, and thank you for being a member for a year. Also, I'm leaving for California tomorrow. Also, took a dump that required no wiping.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Yes, you can get a bunch of random sounds. All filled.
You got my nipples up in a tissy. Cucumbers. Hoping it's Steven Crowder. I'm never blowing bubbles ever again. Oh, we'll play games. We can definitely play games. You take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that? Oi, 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 oi. And now I'm gonna masturbate.
Who wasn't Charles Manson?
How is it possible that he...
See, even when I think it's a no-wiping dump, like you wipe once and you don't see anything, I still wipe it a couple more times because those are the ones that have to get potential hole itch. Like that, it's that like deep, uncomfortable itch. It's like just because it's clean on the paper, you still finish the wiping.
Performed them at a live event in front of hundreds of people if he faked it and actually played on an emulator.
He absolutely trims his asshole hair. There's not a... He is... It's exhausting to be... Like, he's really corny looking, but he's really well kept. It's bizarre.
Later, the videotapes must be fake, or are not his actual gameplay, or should just be ignored, because he has real people that say he really did it, and they saw it happen.
Wipe until the brown goes away.
So it must...
Oh, he definitely waxes his balls.
be legit. As Billy said in his lawsuit, if everyone is lying, it must be a conspiracy akin to that of the Kennedy assassination. But here's the problem. The videotapes were the only tangible evidence these scores ever happened, so that's all anyone had to go off. Aside from the tapes, it was just people saying that it happened, which really doesn't cut it. There was no footage of Billy actually playing. There was nothing to indicate that he was even there or that he played at all. That is, until now. For the first time in 15 years, photos of Billy Mitchell at one of these events where he claims to have achieved one of his world records have surfaced. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. These photos absolutely destroy Billy's case. He is done. There is no more doubt Billy...
God, that fucking... I remember talking. I remember he was at... I remember following this whole thing when it went down initially.
Will lose his lawsuit. These photos do more damage than anything that has come before them, and I'm not exaggerating. Even if you disregard all of the videotape evidence, Billy's world records would still be disqualified, and he would still be banned for lying, just because of these photos. So how is that even possible?
I'm such a douche. No, don't insult Ass Man Gold. He's actually a nice guy.
Let's find out. I really hope you...
He's another one of these narcissistic fucking weirdos.
Enjoy. Now, Legends, I am super excited.
I beat the Fire Giant. Did I mention that before? Yeah, I did. I beat it on the INEO too. Docked on the I can't wait to make the video on the Geek. I told him, like, look, I'm sorry that it's really late. I've had COVID. Then I had anal Ebola. Oh my god, man. That was fucking brutal. And then all the other shit. I'm like, I'm gonna do something different though. I'm gonna compare it. Now I think the Steam Deck, the max wattage it does is 15 watts, right? Which makes sense. They want to worry about battery life. I'm going to do a video where the games they showed that really pushed the Steam Deck, games they benchmark, would have benchmarked the same ones at the same wattage with the INEO 2. So I think it's 15 watts. Obviously, I'll check to verify. I'm not... Oh, well, one person told me in the chat. So they're like, nah, don't worry, dude, you had COVID, don't worry. So they're really nice, man. There's some other places that, like, send you shit. Which, look, I suck with time management. You guys know it. I'm not going to hide it. But there was this one place that I will not mention. That, like, and it's funny, being another YouTuber that I won't mention either. Because I want to keep everyone anonymous. Agreed. That happened to them, too. They were like the package would literally get to the door and it'd be like, hey, how you doing, Rich? Is the review done yet? I'm just opening the fucking box. No, it's not. And honestly, the build quality of this thing, I was like, you know what? Just take it back. Here, I'll pay for the shipping. I don't care. Just, anyway. Don't ask me the name of the company. I'm not going to say it. Street Fighter song When You End. Do I have it? I don't have it on here, dude. I'll still get it for you, though. Maybe. If I could find it. Astrobot, for example, I'll just maybe get it off of YouTube again. Astrobot, for example, literally doesn't work with DualSense, but I agree it sucks. For $5.50, it should have had some pack-in games, not just... Absolutely! Shirtless Rich is here for another 3 minutes. I just bought a Xeon E5 for 48 cores unlocked. Dude, yeah, that's the thing, man. You could find... I'm almost tempted. I'll see how the video with the 580 does. I think, because I'm not clickbaiting, it was a $47 graphics card. I bought a AAA $47 AAA graphics card, PC graphics card for $47. Oh, that's clickbait. It's the truth. Was there shipping and shit? Duh. But that's going to vary. Like I said, where you're from, it could be $10. Where I'm from, it could be 30. Where someone else is from, it could be 80. At that point, yeah, it's a waste of fucking money. I don't want to play the vid. but I'll figure out a case later. Debating selling because Windows on that thing is still miserable. It's always going to be miserable. I've predicted that. That's why I'm happy I have that's why I actually I bought an Aya Neo 2. I have the review unit and I bought one. I don't have to worry about if I want to play Call of Duty, Aya Neo 2 plays it. Don't have to worry about some cheat software not working with the Proton layer or Linux or whatever. That's nice. But there is benefits to having Steam Deck and SteamOS. And on top of it, I still think, at least with my hands, everyone's hands are different, so you may disagree and have valid points, but the Steam Deck is the most ergonomic out of any of the portable gaming PCs, Switch-like gaming PCs. In spades, at least to me. But I'm just a 41-year-old man sitting here shirtless, staring at a blonde man staring at me. I don't understand what all these fucking colors mean, but everyone's name. I feel like I'm looking at like a TI Texas Instrument. What was the name of the computer? TI-86? No, that's the calculator. Like it had all the same colors. Rich, I have OG, Duke Put Up, Skip It About, Bip Bip, worth $3K. I'll buy it for $5. It's a good value. No. We'll look it up later. I'm in a real super tech nerdy mood tonight, so we'll look it up later. V Westlife has. I'm so happy that V Westlife, his channel blew up. I've been following him since he had like a few thousand subs, and I was like, this guy deserves a lot more. And I love the fact that he hasn't really changed his style. He's just laid back, just films, and just talks about tech shit. It's all, he's just straightforward.
Alright, that's going to be the stream for tonight. Thanks for joining if you did. And I will be back tomorrow for some more content. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, let me know, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's finish this house that we are working on. But it's coming along nicely. I like the second story so far, and the first one, it looks pretty good. And then after that we have the attic and the rooftop, but after that it will be done. So yeah, you guys have a great rest of your night.